evening, everyone. Welcome to today's session of NutriLIV 360. I welcome you all for this exciting session where we'll be discussing some harsh realities and its impact on our health. Are all fats bad? Or are we having enough or too much? And what is the correct omega 3 to omega 6 ratio that we should be having? All this and so much more. To let's stay tuned in to listen from the experts who can help us make the right decisions. To start the session, it is my honor and privilege to invite Farooq Tarapur. He, ladies and gentlemen, is an Olympian, two-time world champion in sailing, and has had an active sporting career of 40 years. He's won innumerable awards, including the Chhatrapati Shivaji Award and the Arjuna Award. But most importantly, he's a mentor to each and every one of us on the group with the mission Har Ghar Healthy, Har Ghar Medicine Free. Let's listen to him very carefully. Over to you, Farooq.
Thank you, Rachita. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this exciting Monday session. Recently I've been noticing that a lot of people come up with their sugar readings, and they are, above the normal range. And they get really worried about it. But one of the things that we have noticed on this community, that one single factor that gets the sugar under control is ensuring that you're following the circadian rhythm and that you do finish your dinner before sunset. Now, generally, 6:30 is a pretty good, time to finish off your dinner. Because when you do that, there's a lot of science behind it, that it gives your lysosomes in your body a very good opportunity to clean out the waste. That includes your cancer cells, that includes, all your bad toxic waste. Now imagine if you are eating late at night, okay, let's say 9 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night, and your stomach is full with nutrients. Why would the lysosomes attack the waste? They would rather have the food than have that waste. So it's extremely important to understand that why is it so critical to finish your dinner early and ensure that the first thing, after you wake up in the morning, you have your breakfast within an hour or two maximum, of waking up. That gives your lysosomes a pretty good opportunity to get rid of all the bad things in your body. So keep this in mind. And today we are going to be talking about, circadian rhythm. And you're going to be hearing from somebody who's made a huge transformation, joining this community, stuck around with the community, and made an unbelievable transformational change. So listen to Deepika very carefully, because what she has to share will have a significant impact, not only on your health, but the health of your friends and relatives around you. So listen to her very carefully. Over to you, Deepika.
Thank you, Farooq. Thanks a lot. Good evening, everybody. Hello. Like Farooq always says, I hope you have had your dinner and you're done, closed your kitchen, because that's extremely important for great living, healthy living. It pays you rewards like you can't even imagine. It's literally like the easiest cheat code to great health and a healthy living. So talking about today's session, Ruchita has already shared what we're going to be talking about. Yes, we will talk about certain harsh realities. But when we say harsh realities is not to scare you, but more to make you aware so that we don't do the same mistakes that probably, people before us have been doing. Very important. Also understanding what are fats, how are they good, are they bad, when to have fats, what are the kind of fats that you should have, how you can incorporate good fats in your body, how will it actually help you achieve a great health. So let's get rolling. Okay, आज की harsh reality क्या है? We are eating out of packets, we are eating ready-made, we are eating from outside, we are eating very high calorie, low nutrition food. highly processed food. We indulge in, alcohol consumption. We indulge in other forms of, uh, enjoyment, that we may say, so to speak. So yes, high sugar, high fat, processed, packaged alcohol, smoking, vaping also to a certain extent in the young generation that we are seeing around us is causing a lot of damage on your overall health. And more importantly, the repercussions of it 5 to 10 years from now can be literally close to catastrophe. So check it today itself. When we talk about high sugar, uh, till about 3 years back, I genuinely always used to feel every time I used to hear somebody talking about, great health, and somebody talking about, let's live healthy. What's the point of, living an unhealthy life? If you have to live a long life, we should probably live a very healthy life. Somebody like me, I always thought कि यार जितना जीना है ना वो जीना अच्छे से चाहिए. So might as well enjoy what you're doing today rather than, living a long life and full of constraint and everything. But trust me, uh, perhaps it's, the old age that, when you're getting older, it is a sign of getting older, that you become slightly more wiser about the choices you make. So whether it is any of these items listed here, most of them was a regular feature in my grocery list, from, flavored yogurts to energy drinks to fizzy drinks, soda based drinks, to different types of dressings for all the Italian cooking, for all the salads, etc., etc., high sugar chocolates, etc. All of this was, I mean, I remember years and years of my grocery items being something like this. But what you see in front of you is something which you don't see, underneath the most fanciest of packings of these food items. So whether you talk about, your sauces that you use to cook your pastas, they would have roughly about 6 cubes per serving, literally. If you talk about your juices, 10 cubes of sugar. You talk about chocolates, 6 to 7 cubes of sugar. You talk about sweetened vinegar, also 5 cubes, so on and so forth. So all of this uh, can create a havoc inside our system, can lead to a lot of inflammation, can have other effects. We'll study them in detail. Also, when we, initially started the group, we opened it for everybody, whosoever was interested in joining. We had a lot of queries where people used to say, कि, I am having, a multi-grain bread, just for an example, or I'm having, it's a zero sugar snack, or it's, bad, cholesterol free, this free, that free. Nothing in this world comes free, my dear friends. Nothing. It always comes at a cost. And oftentimes when these are, portrayed to you as most healthy, they may not be so. We really need to get inside the labels and understand what is the label saying. There is a lot of awareness on social media, and thanks to, various search engines, you can actually get into the depth of what exactly does that pack of snack or that bottle, that beverage actually has. And you need to get into the nitty gritties to understand what exactly it is that you're consuming. Most of the cookies and biscuits which say that, they are cashew biscuits and they are dry fruit biscuits don't have more than 0.02% of that particular dry fruit. So what you're consuming is bad oil, vegetable oil, and you're consuming high sugar, you're consuming all the things that you perhaps should not. So become a little more aware when you're eating out of a packet, because eating out of a packet is definitely not the healthy way to live. How does high sugar impact our body in totality? Yes, it is very, very addictive. When you start having these snacks, of how many times have you seen that, you'll grab a pack of chips, potato chips, etc., etc., and you will immediately go on to the next one. You will not really feel too full. You would want to, take the next bite. There's something genuinely very interesting ingredient in all of these snacks that you want to grab another one. Your hands don't stop out, coming out of that packet. So yes, they're extremely addictive. They are not at all nutritious for your health. but they have a lot of deficiencies. They have a lot of empty calories, which can result in a lot of unnecessary inflammation, and that inflammation can cause chronic diseases. It definitely significantly impacts your liver. Your liver has to work twice, thrice more times to detox the food that you have had, which carries all the impurities. You can definitely have mood swings because there is a sudden spike in insulin when when you consume high calorie food, but there is also a sudden crash. That sudden crash is what is very, very detrimental to your good health. Also, because they are more addictive, when you don't get that mood swing can also lead to greater depression. And the kind of ingredients that these packaged foods and high sugar foods, they definitely impact the quality of your skin health. They literally make you age faster. So for all of us who are very conscious about our age, the more away you are from sugar and sugar containing items, the slower you will actually age. So that is a very big carrot for most of us. Okay, how does it impact our gut health? We have, the whole world is talking about gut health, but not as many people really understand what it entails and how you can ensure that you have a great gut health. When you have a high sugar or a processed food, it completely, throws your gut bacteria off balance. We've learned in earlier sessions about the good bacteria, the bad bacteria. It throws it completely off balance. It really takes up the bad bacteria percentage. It really kills down the good bacteria percentage. So you need to be very careful. It disrupts your gut motility. The more processed food it you consume, the longer it will stay in your gut, the longer it will take time to get eliminated from your system. The more your system, your gut, your body will have to work upon trying to extract whatever little nutrition it can from, from the food that you've eaten. It also increases the risk of gut dysbiosis. The entire microenvironment in your gut will get disrupted. And definitely weight gain is 100% given if you are consuming high sugar food. You will have a lot of inflammation, you will have a lot of water retention, you will crave for more food more often. You will have less nutrition, and hence your body will keep asking you to go and eat more because the nutritional gap is not getting filled when you eating high sugar food. So watch out for that. When you eat high fat, so we understood sugar अगर ज़्यादा खाते हैं तो क्या होता है, high fat खाते हैं तो ज़्यादा क्या होता है. So I've always been, very eating fruit and eating salad kind of a person, but my concept was completely, what should I say? It was totally lopsided as far as salads were concerned. For me, salads was, yes, a lot of, vegetables, but topped with all the sugary, the mayonnaise of the world, the what do you call, the sweet onion kind of dressings of the world. And I used to tell myself that I'm eating really healthy food. What I was eating was a very high sugar and a very high fat food, even though it was salad. So as much as we at times say that, I eat healthy, it may be a great idea to speak to your health buddy, to speak to, a person of authority like Farooq, Anaita, Raj, Anu, who understand the food that you consume, the food that we eat, and understand that is really my plate as healthy as it appears to be. So not all salads are healthy. It depends on how you are, packaging them. It's very, very important. Processed snacks, again, pack coming out of a packet, very fancy looking packet, very affordable, easy, and seeming to be very delicious and good for your, taste buds. Also is very high on fats. Energy drinks and energy bars. People I have seen, they literally, you go in Delhi Metro, you go in any public, you go to the gyms, and people are just consuming these. Again, very, very high fat and also not so healthy sugar content that they have in them. So please read the labels very, carefully. Again, sugar-free ice cream, sugar-free cookies, sugar-free beverages, juices, fizzy drinks, etc. The substitute is rather more harmful than the actual sugar. The restaurant meals, when you start eating out, Forget the fact that, the cooking medium, the oil that they are using has been used over and over again. uh, that's absolute rank bad fat. But also the conditions in which the food gets prepared, the quality of ingredients that are used are highly compromised and highly detrimental to your good health. Dairy products, again, human being is the only mammal that continues to consume various forms of dairy even after attaining adulthood. You really, your body doesn't need to do that. There are far more other plant-based options available which can take care of your calcium, which can take care of your protein and other dietary requirements. So even if you do want to do that, you need to do it in extreme moderation, because it can be detrimental to your good health. Okay, let's understand what are good fats versus bad fats. Fats are not all fats are bad and not all fats are good. So I was resorting to the one on the right side, the red one, all my life, and I have paid a big price for that. So your margarine, your butters of all the most of the butters that are available in the market aren't really as healthy. Um a research says that one of the worst foods on planet Earth is French fries. And growing up, even today, around you, in your own household, in your own life, how many times do we quickly go to a restaurant and that's the first thing that we order? It's the worst form of food that you can order for your health. Sugary donuts, cookies, pastries, crackers, processed meats. Again, processed meats. People, especially in a city like Bangalore, you go on to any of these online shopping sites. Today, I was ordering something and I actually saw them trying to sell soaked white chana. Imagine the shortage of time and the price of convenience people are paying to actually buy, soaked chanas. Also, they don't have the time to do that at home. The more you're resorting to these processed food items, people are buying cut fruit and cut vegetables also online. Uh, you can't even begin to imagine the amount of harm it can do to your body. So cut down on these options. Your good fats are avocados, eggs, coconut oil. I mean, India, yes, a lot of people are talking about avocados, but even if I keep them on the side, India and our entire, the food options that we have, even in vegetarian food, we have plenty of good options that can be a good substitute for a good fat. So you have raw nuts, you have olive oil. People who are non-vegetarian can have salmon fish. You have flax seeds, leafy green vegetables, organic butter, nuts and oils. We हम लोगों के India में cold press oils etc. are a thing that we've been doing all hearing for generations now. So get back to the basics. Getting back to the basics can really help you get your health in check. Now, when you have consume high fats on a regular basis, how does it impact your gut? The higher amount of fat in your food, the slower your digestion will be, the more your body will have to work upon breaking it down. It will have an impact on your gut microbiota, again, throwing it completely off balance. Gut में inflammation होगी. So 90% of problems are health related problems. The lifestyle problems, so to speak, are because of inflammation in our body. We take high processed food, we take high salt food, high sugar, high fat food. They can result in inflammation, altered gut motility, bile absorption, bile production and absorption. So if you look at it as a whole, if you're consuming high sugars and high fats, these will definitely, most of the symptoms and most of the effects are going to be the same in your body. But it's very important to understand that how you can try and curb these effects in your system. Processed foods, okay, they lack nutrients. They have lot of taste. They cause a lot, give you immediate that happiness that you've consumed butter toast, etc., etc. But they give you a lot of empty calories. They are carrying a lot of additives in them. Aapke digestive health, especially bread, uh, growing up, I think bread is as common in any household in India as atta, dal, chawal, sabzi. I think maybe more common because it's easy, it's quick, it's tasty also for a lot of us. And people think they're having multigrain bread and it's healthy. That multigrain bread firstly is not actually having enough fiber in it for it to have that effect in your body, for it to not stick to your intestines, for it to have a smooth motility in your gut. Secondly, it's a lot of sugar. Even plain simple bread has a lot of sugar, so we are not looking into it deeply. It results in imbalance in your gut microbiome, and it is very, very addictive in nature. I still remember the not so good old days where, after having two toasts with a chai in the morning, which was our regular routine, going for a third toast also did not feel too heavy. It was just another toast. So, yes, because your body does not get enough nutrients from this kind of food when you eat, your body craves for more, and hence it allows you to go ahead and pick up the next slice of bread. And yes, it has a lot of hidden ingredients that we don't read about, we don't care to read about, we don't know about. And even if we read it, and we don't really understand the intricacies as to what can and in what way can it actually impact our health. Okay, coming to alcohol. A lot of people say, one a day is fine. There are a lot of, what should I say, false stories around it. Uh, Alcohol causes a lot of damage to your body, plain, simple, straight fact. One needs to be very careful. How much are you consuming? Why do you even need to consume? Because it contains calories, 7 calories per gram, depending upon what form of alcohol you're having. It definitely disrupts your sleep pattern. You will fall asleep later, much later into the night. It can completely disrupt your circadian rhythm. And if your circadian rhythm gets disturbed, then everything else falls apart. It's like that's the core of our great health. So anything that is having the slightest of effect on your circadian rhythm, please understand everything else will have a ripple effect because of that. It will impact on your memory. You will have, you'll kind of have some kind of a brain fog. It is definitely going to result into nutritional deficiencies, increased risk of accidents, because it affects your reflexes. You are not able to respond to the same situation as soon as you would otherwise when you're not under the influence of alcohol. Definitely puts your body and your health at a higher risk of diseases, of lifestyle challenges. Also, women who are heavily into drinking can face something called as fetal alcohol septum disorders, which can get passed on to the next generation. And yes, it also affects your heart. Uh, I don't want to scare you, but the fact remains, as recent as 15 days ago, I know somebody in my family, a 40-year-old guy, younger child 3 years old, elder daughter 5 years old, 40-year-old had a massive heart attack. One of the things that I know about his lifestyle, he's a daily passenger as far as alcohol is concerned. So otherwise, he may be eating right and everything, etc. Absolutely fit, tall, slim, no excess fat, etc. But at the age of 40 today, he and his family are facing this challenge. So we don't know what lies tomorrow. There are people who are doing everything right and are yet getting surprised every other day in our lives. So it makes it all the more important for us that, if we are getting into any of these things, we need to correct it right now, today itself, starting today. Harsh reality of smoking. Yes, it looks good. Yes, it's a very peer pressure kind of a thing. Yes, it, so to speak, gives you a placebo of relieving your stress. None of it is true. The sooner you realize, the easier it will be for you to quit it. It definitely impacts your physical appearance. You start aging much faster. People who are around you, we all know that passive smoking is much more injurious than active smoking. So, if not about yourself, please start being concerned and worried about people around you whose health you might be becoming instrumental in spoiling. It has definitely cardiovascular issues. It will result in your own cardiovascular issues. So please, please, please make sure that you can come off this habit if at all you are into it. It impairs your metabolism and your nutrient absorption. जो आप खाना आज की डेट में खाते हो, if your body is not able to absorb enough nutrients from it, it will result in two things. One, it will probably ask, your body will ask for more food and you will eat more and then result in weight gain also. And two, if you don't eat that food, it will result in nutritional deficiencies. And when these nutritional deficiencies are not taken care of over an extended period of time, your body starts falling susceptible to a lot of health challenges. So please, please, please take care of that. It decreases your microbial diversity. We have millions and millions different types of bacterias, good and bad, in our stomach, in our gut. When you resort to such unhealthy habits, it will affect the diversity of the microbiota in your gut, which is going to be very detrimental to a great gut health. And also, it alters the microbiome composition. So it's a good riddance, if you can, for a great health. Now let's understand, we have all these vital organs in our body, how it affects our liver, heart, pancreas, and kidney. Sorry. Uh, we understand that all these processed high sugar, high fat food cause inflammation. Your liver will really have to work twice as hard to detoxify the harmful impacts of smoking as well as alcohol. Your heart rate and pulse, etc., gets really altered when you're having, excessive alcohol and a highly processed high fat food. Your pancreas really gets affected when you have these, when your people snack, even if it's healthy snacking. Because firstly, there is nothing called as healthy snacking if you're having your 3 meals on time and you're plating your plate the right way. You will not feel the need to actually go ahead and snack in between. And even if you're snacking in between, it definitely impacts your pancreas because it has to immediately release insulin, it has to break down your food, it has to metabolize the sugars, etc. So any machine which is supposed to work, say, 3 times a day, if you make it work, say, about 6 to 8 times a day and more, definitely you are slowing down or you're cutting down its age by half in the first go itself. Your kidneys, if when you drink high sugar drinks, when you drink a lot of alcohol, there's a lot of water retention in the body. Your kidneys have to really work much more than the regular activity to detox all that food that you're consuming, the liquids that you're consuming. And all of this definitely impacts your brain and your cognitives, your alertness, your memory, your reflexes. So ladies and gentlemen, good reminder to probably get your health in check, get your daily lifestyle in order. Yes, you could have one cheat day, you could have one day that you want to enjoy yourself every once in a while, maybe once in a month, but every day cannot be a party day, every day cannot be a cheat day. We are really, really living in very, very delicate and fragile times. Our bodies are responding in different ways to different environments. We really need to keep things under check so that we can live healthier and we can live longer. Now, you need to decide whether you'd like to choose wellness over sweetness. It's your decision. We can help you only because somebody helped us, somebody, literally jolted us, which is Farooq and Aita, Raj, Anu, and the others in the team, to get a grip of our health and enjoy the same things for much longer period rather than a shorter period. Say no to high fat food. There is enough case studies. I mean, there are enough case studies on the social media and otherwise about the harmful effects of eating out more frequently. People's gut is going for a complete toss doing that. Choose options which are more farm to fork, so which are more fresh, which are more ready, which are not out of the packet, and you skip so many layers in between. Raise the bar to self love rather than resorting and going to bars more often. Quit alcohol. Definitely elevate your well-being because it's your life, it's your health, it's your family that will get most impacted and affected by it. Free your lungs. There's enough pollution in the air, there's enough pollution in our households, there's enough smoke around us. We don't really need to pick up that pack of cigarettes and add that to our daily life on a regular basis. Coming to knowing your dietary fat, before I came onto this program, before all these sessions we attended ourselves, to me, carbohydrates were bad because I was wanting to lose weight and I thought they are my biggest enemy. And fat was bad because, fats is all about, oh, it's going to put more fat on your body. It's going to add more weight to the scale. No, please understand your dietary fat. Fats are good. Fats are rather very, very critical to your existence, and your body can literally give up everything if it does not have its stored, reserves of fat. So, क्या होते हैं fats? These are basically nutrients, very essential for our body. They are the energy source for our body. These are energy reserves that our body actually digs into in the times of needs and requirements. They are subsets of lipids that we have studied growing up. बैक हमारी बॉडी के लिए बैकअप बैटरी है. ग्रोइंग अप वी हैव सीन लाइट नहीं होती थी तो बैकअप इन्वर्टर होता था. आज की डेट में देर आर जनरेटर्स, सो दिस इज समथिंग लाइक दैट फॉर आवर बॉडी. Yes, you find it in both vegetarian as well as non-vegetarian sources of food. आपकी energy stored fats are basically your stored energy. It is very, very important for your cells to have enough storage of fats, because it is important, it is detrimental for effective cell function. Our brain is major percentage fat, so it's very, we have two brains or in our body. One is this and the other is your gut. So yes, brain function ke liye fats are very, very important. It insulates and protects your body's internal organs in case of situations like you have a fall, you have had some kind of a jolt, etc. So it gives that cushioning effect. Nutrient absorption is much better when you have sufficient amount of fats in your body. Hormone production. When we read about the circadian rhythm, we understand how at different times of the day, hours of the day, different hormones get released in our body to support a well-being, support a good day-to-day activity. So yes, fats are instrumental in hormone production, and also they regulate your hunger and satiety. So they will help you keep fuller for longer so that you don't start binging every now and then and resort to snacking. So दो तरह के fats होते हैं dietary, essential and non-essential. The non-essential ones again are categorized into saturated fats, monosaturated fats, trans fats. You don't have to worry too much about it. Just understand the basics. And when you do that, you'll be able to distinguish in your regular day to day environment. Saturated fats are ones which are solid even at room temperature. Their sources are usually from the poultry, which is your meat, dairy products, ghee, etc. So, your ghee is your classic example of a saturated fat. It's also synthesized in the body. मोनो अनसैचुरेटेड फैट्स आर बेसिकली आपके ये जो ऑयल्स हैं जिनको आप फ्रीजर में भी रख देंगे तो दे वुड नॉट फ्रीज. इनफैक्ट दैट्स अ वेरी गुड check to see that there are no hydrogenated vegetable oil or anything like that. We used to have growing up something called as those vegetable oils which were very, very unhealthy. So yes, canola oil, olive oil, peanut oil, sesame oil, these are all unsaturated fats. Trans fats are basically, they are made by heating liquid vegetable oil in presence of hydrogen. A good example would be आपके hydrogenated fats जो आपका वनस्पति. Yes, so postman करके आता था long back, donkeys years ago, I think 3-4 decades ago. So your sweets and fried foods also contain this kind of trans fats. So why do we say avoid too much of baked goods? Because it has these trans fats in very, very high percentage. Your dietary fats, which are your essential fats, उसमें polyunsaturated fat is one category. उसका classic example है आपके जो seeds आजकल हम बहुत we are hearing about flax seed, sunflower seeds, muskmelon seeds, etc., etc., sesame, etc. So these are your unsaturated fats. They are broadly categorized into omega-3 and omega-6. Now, omega-3 हम सब सुनते हैं that it's very good, very nice. What about omega-6? Typically, in human body, okay, we'll talk about the ratios a little later. Talking about omega-3 fatty acids, their sources are basically marine life. You have salmon fish, you have mackerel, you have sardines, anchovies, etc. Also walnuts and chia seeds. But a lot of people then we talk to, they say, I have enough walnuts and I have flax seeds and I have chia seeds. There is a limit to which you can consume these, but the requirement of your body to consume this is much, much higher. When you're not able to bridge the gap between the nutrients that your body needs and the nutrient that you're actually consuming in your daily food, daily diet, there comes a significant nutritional gap because of which your body again falls susceptible to a lot of health challenges. Omega-3 fatty acids have something called as ALA, which is alpha linolenic acid. You have EPA, which is serpentonic acid, and DHA, which is docohexanoic acid. Now, these are associated with a lot of health benefits. Inflammation, हमने अभी पढ़ी बात, because of high sugar, high fat, all of this causes inflammation. All of these omega-3 fatty acids are highly anti-inflammatory. They really support your brain function, and they are very, very heart healthy and heart friendly. Whereas omega-6 fatty acids that you get from your eggs, your vegetable oils, etc., the two categories are linolenic and arachnoid acid. They contribute to your cell structure. Now, the thing is, in a human body, a good ratio of omega-3 to omega-6 is 1:7. Okay. Okay, let me come to that slide first, because then it'll make a lot of sense. Average good ratio is 1:6 or 1:7. अगर आप इसको find out करेंगे, if you do a couple of tests, for any individual, this ratio is 1:60 or 1:70. So the omega-6 is really high and omega-3 is really low. So two things you can do. One is you can significantly bring down your omega-6, which literally is not really possible. People try doing that, they are not able to. But the other option that you have is that you significantly boost up your omega-3, have enough omega-3 so that the ratio again gets restored to 1:6 or 1:7. That is extremely important for you to understand, because that is what is causing a lot of symptoms of lifestyle challenges and inflammation, etc., in your body. Okay, coming back to, sorry, yeah. Coming back to what are the forms, sources of omega-3 fatty acids, where can you accumulate this in your regular daily diet? Plant-based are majorly in a form of ALA that we just heard. The conversion is very, very limited. There is a limited availability of it that can reach to every household. Its key nutrient profile is protein, fiber, vitamins, and minerals. They are found in those. So, are you having enough of protein, fiber, vitamins, and minerals in your daily diet? Yes, it is more sustainable. It has definitely lower impact on spoiling the environment. Vis-a-vis marine sources, this is in the form of EPA and DHA. इसका direct consumption or conversion होता है. So when you're having a lot of poultry and animal based omega-3, इसका immediate conversion होता है आपकी body में. It has got very high quality of protein. That's why we usually hear people say that people who are having poultry and non-vegetarian food definitely have a better profile, protein profile, than people who are having a vegetarian diet. And yes, this definitely overfishing can harm your marine ecosystem. That is one side effect. So we need to find a balance somewhere. Omega-3 is highly anti-inflammatory. Omega-3 can be pro-inflammatory, so we need to watch out. Some examples are sardines, salmon, fish, omega-3, eggs, flaxseed oil, and walnuts. So yes, if you cannot bring down your omega-6 significantly, look at ways and means how you can increase your omega-3 to cover that up. Okay. What are the highest sources of fat? Just purely from academic understanding, fats and edible oils are your highest sources, followed by nuts and seeds. Then there are other mixed sources, milk and milk products, etc., followed by poultry, so on and so forth. Cool. Now, what is the impact of an imbalanced gut? Kya hoga if your gut is going through that turmoil? 53% of deaths in India are due to communicable diseases. That's what a fact, one of the fact or data sheet says. But number of obese men and women, the percentage from 1975 to as recent as 2014 has been men is 0.4 million to 9.8 million and women from 0.8 to 20 million. So you can imagine how we are progressing in terms of heading towards ill health, heading towards inflammation, heading towards lifestyle challenges, etc. Now, this map is talking about the status of how deprived the world is as far as omega-3 levels are concerned. So, wherever you look at red and orange, they are very low and significantly low. If you talk about moderate, again, that's very, very relevant. Look at the educate people, the people where this advocacy is complete, that is the dark green color, which is very, very little. If I just, scan through this picture, all I can see is red and orange. So yes, the world at large is significantly deprived of enough quantities of omega-3 in their daily diet, and that is something you need to focus on. If you include healthy fats in your morning nutrition, how does it affect your body on a day-to-day basis? When you wake up in the morning, like we say, your healthy morning nutrition, yes, your body is nutrient depleted. It takes care of your nutrition or nutrition levels in your body. It takes up the energy expenditure. It takes up the absorption of nutrients when you consume food. It increases your metabolic rate so that your body becomes more efficient. It also increases the amount of bile secretion so that the food can get digested well. जो आप खा रहे हो उसका न्यूट्रिएंट एब्जॉर्प्शन बहुत अच्छा होता है, और जो आप खा रहे हो उसकी उससे एनर्जी लेके energy burning is also much higher. So we look at ways and means as to how we can increase our metabolic rate. If you include healthy fats, आपकी body का metabolic rate बढ़ेगा, you will burn more calories doing the same activity. Your body will absorb more nutrition from the food that you're eating, leading to a more healthier state of affairs for your body. Now, what is a good time for supplementation? Morning and evening. Morning में किस लिए? Because you need to take care of whatever has been depleted when you were sleeping at night. When you wake up after 8 to 10 hours or 6 to 8 hours of sleep, you need to replenish those nutrients in your body. And in the evening, why you require? Because you need to take care in advance of the depletion that will happen when you are sleeping and your body is already into a healing and repairing mechanism. Okay, some interesting facts about oil and fats. Please, please, please stop heating, stop reusing your oil once you have used it once. India is a country where we have grown up in households where this is a very, very regular practice कि एक बार, probably आपने जो नवरात्रों पे पूरी यहाँ fry करी and then that oil keeps getting used for the next 1 odd month or so. Please stop doing that. Reheating oil is pure poison for your body. It causes so much of damage you can't even imagine. Hidden facts. So baked goods item, your patisserie, your entire bakery items have vegetable oil, vanaspati oil, which really gets stuck in your arteries and blocks them and clogs them. Please avoid as much as possible. Your cold press oils, again, a traditional system like I just spoke in India. Now studies are showing that these also retain more natural flavor and nutrients of the oil than double refined and refined oil. So yes, pick up the cold press oil from a very, very reliable source, because that's going to be a much healthier change in your daily diet. And yes, refinement definitely removes impurities, but it also removes the essential fiber and nutrients from that oil. So take a wise call, find out the right place where you can buy a nice cold press oil which is not deprived of the essential nutrients also. Certain tips and tricks to great and healthy living. If you're a man, restrict your fat intake to 25 grams a day. If you're a woman, restrict it to 20 grams a day. One thing that I'd like to say here is, because I used to do that, so I can relate to that. When we are putting, we're cooking and we're using some kind of medium, could be ghee, could be cold press oil, etc. We just pour it thinking, itna sa hi to hai. That itna sa hi to hai is perhaps the requirement of your entire family for the entire day, which you're probably using in one of the dishes. So become a little more conscious about it. Include unsaturated fats in your daily diet. Choose to grill, roast, steam, air fry, light saute instead of deep frying your items. Instead of fatty sauces, try vinaigrettes, try lemon juices, try herbs. Probably a little bit of hunkered kind of a dressing is even better. Use oil blends, rotate your cooking oil because your body gets used to it. So it'll be a good idea to switch between different types of oils. Take skin off chicken. Oftentimes people like that. Trim the meat before cooking because that's unnecessary fat that your body does not require. Make sure you take care of that. So now, why do you need a good fat through omega-3? All that we have studied so far. It says that typical Indian diet does not contain the required amount of omega-3 fatty acids. What you require is 1600 mg if you are a male, and 1100 mg if you are a female. Why do you need it? So that you can bring down your bad cholesterol, which is your LDL, and you can take up your good cholesterol, which is your HDL. It supports your heart health, it keeps your heart healthy, good, and running for a much longer period of time. It supports your brain health, आपकी joints की flexibility और mobility को greatly support करता है, help करता है, promote करता है. It supports your vision health and also your circulatory health, which is extremely critical and important for our bodies. But ये सब खाने के लिए 1100 mg और 1600 mg on an average आपको क्या खाना पड़ेगा? You will have to take perhaps about 100 eggs, 31 glasses of milk, 98 dates, about 46 cups of Bengal whole gram, and about 57 cups of bajra. So I'm pretty much sure this could be literally a month's diet for most of us, maybe even longer than a month. So can you have this on a daily basis, or can you probably restrict to having your, an omega-3 capsule or a soft gel, which can take care of your supplementation requirement in a much more enhanced manner than probably consuming so many calories, so to speak. So roughly, if you look at the calorie chart, it just goes through the roof. You can't do that. We strongly, very strongly recommend NutriLIV Salmon Omega 3 because it is picked up from the Alaskan salmon and extracted, and the fishes are put back into the water without disrupting the marine life. And what comes to you is purest form of omega 3. Make sure that you speak to the person who's invited you here. Make sure that you put your family immediately on NutriLIV Salmon Omega 3 because it not only gives you the purest form of omega 3, it takes care a sufficient required amount of consumption of omega 3, takes care of 75, at least 75 different types of lifestyle challenges and diseases known to man today. So with that, we would come to the end of today's session, but not without giving a shout out to Shine, which is starting your every day with a lot of gratitude and optimism. Trust me, a lot of people won't wake up tomorrow morning, and we are totally blessed when we see that sunrise. Be thankful for it. You have innumerable reasons to be thankful for the kind of life that you're living. Have your daily nutrition for your mind and for your body. What are you doing to keep your mind equally active, equally going, equally learning every single day and growing? Intentions, visualize and set clear intentions for yourself so that you know where your life is headed. Sort yourself out, speak to your coach, whosoever you look up to, help them help you live a better life. Learn something new every single day. That's how we have evolved. That's how people are bringing AI and laptops and these technologies to you, so you learn something new to leave something for the coming generations. Exercise daily, exercise daily, exercise daily, whatever you like to do. This is something you cannot ever compromise with. You need to pick up something that you love and you enjoy doing, and you do it every single day of your life so that you can live a much longer and a much healthier life. Thanks to this program, thanks to all that I learned here today, this was my transformation from where I was for almost over 40 years of my life. And thanks to the community, thanks to all that we learn on this community, thanks to all the reminders that we get on this community, it has helped me not go back to where I was. So that's a very, very big win for me. Well, I hope I have been able to give you some, light of hope for you to get back onto this program if at all you had not started yet. So that's all from my side. Over to you, Ruchita.
Thank you so much, Deepika, and especially thanks for that transformation picture. I think it always helps keeping people motivated and more importantly, accountable and consistent. Thanks for how beautifully you've explained everything. And with that, guys, we come to an end of this session. See you in the next one next Monday with another very, very important subject. Till then, good night, stay safe, take care.